Welcome you for the second lecture series on line codes. Here we are going to evaluate power spectral density of first and second unipolar and polar line codes. What are the outline of the lecture series? We can calculate what is power spectral density PSD, graphical representation of the signal. What are the advantage of these two line codes? So first we need to evaluate power spectral density. Power spectral density is usually calculated as the output power spectral density value Sy of f. That is being evaluated with respect to the pulse power spectrum, pulse power spectral density of a basic information ones and zeros multiplied by the input power sequence of your digital data. So we have Sy of d. This is output power spectral density of a line code, which is multiplied by the waveform, pulse waveform represented for a digital data, and the input sequence Sx of f. This Xs of f can be calculated with respect to the autocorrelation value. And this P of f is being identified depending upon what type of signaling line code is applied over here, whether it is unipolar, polar, bipolar and AMI. This is how we are going to get the output. These are all the outputs we are going to derive for different types of line codes. So usually if a line code is being represented, we have the information basically as a time domain signal. The signals are represented as a rectangular waveform. And the time period of every bit is going to be called as TB, bit time period. And this is what is your bit time period for NRZ pulse. So for NRZ, it is TB. For RZ, it is half the pulse, TB by 2. And what is RB? RB is your bit rate. It is inversely proportional. So a time domain signal have to be converted into a frequency domain factor. Do you remember power spectral density is in terms of a frequency domain. So a rectangular pulse can be represented as a sync pulse. That is what is being defined in this diagram. How to represent a sync pulse? You are converting a rectangular in terms of a sync pulse. The diagrams have been taken from the book A.W. Couch. So first we will start off with unipolar. The other name for unipolar is on-off keying. We all know that NRZ pulse will occupy full time period TB and RZ will occupy half time period. And unipolar pulse, positive bit 1 is going to be plus A. Bit 0, no pulse. So what are the advantages and disadvantages? It will have DC component to be present. Because what? Bit 0 is representing low pulse. So you will have a DC components. No synchronization. Only one advantage is it does not require much bandwidth and it is simplicity. How to calculate the power spectral density of this unipolar pulse? The information are available as binary bits 0 and 1. So first we are going to take 2 bits 0 and 1. How do we calculate? There are 2 bits only. So the probability of occurrence of autocorrelation value is half bit for bit 0, half information for bit 1. Therefore the autocorrelation value is going to be half. This is cancelled. You will have this one only as half. Next we are going to go for higher order terms. We are going to go for higher order terms. In higher order terms, we will have the combination as 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1. So how many combinations? It is 1 by 4. Therefore, you will have the combinations as 1 by 4. So the occupation of your DC term will be with respect to 1 by 4 for higher order. For the initial thing, it is R0 is going to be half. So how we need to evaluate what is the power spectral density of in terms of S by of f. We know S by of f from the first equation. It is power sequence of your input information basic pulse P of f squared multiplied by the x of. So x of has been calculated now as R0 and Rn for higher order terms. So what is R0? R0 is half. Rn is 1 by 4. That is what has been written in this equation, which represents your power spectral density value for a on-off keying. Now we go for the second one. We call it as polar RZ and polar NRZ. In polar RZ and polar NRZ, we'll have the equations to be set as plus A and minus A. Bit 1 will represent it as positive A, bit 0 will represent as negative A. If it is NRZ, it will occupy the entire time period. If it is RZ, it will occupy half the time period. So there is no DC level. That is the advantage of the system. There is no DC level because you have plus A and minus A. Synchronization is a problem. There is no error correction capability available in the system. The diagram I have taken in the book LW Coach. How to calculate the power spectral density of polar signaling? Usually the signals are represented as plus A volts and minus A volts for bit 1 and bit 0. Therefore, you are going to calculate initially for bit 0 and 1. So, what is R0? R0, the probability of occurrence is going to be A by 2 plus A by 2. So, the value is going to be 1. Rn value A plus A by 2, you have the combination for 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. But since your bits are represented as A by 2 plus and minus, you will have the value as 0. Therefore, the output power spectral density we have to calculate S by of f is the pulse multiplied by R0. Rn is 0. Higher order terms are 0 in polar. Only you have with respect to R0. Therefore, the power spectral density is P of f squared divided by Tf, which means that it occupies higher bandwidth than your unipolar system. So, how to calculate the power spectral density P of f value? So, P of f value can be calculated whether it is an NRZ pulse or RZ pulse. That differentiates a important criteria in calculating the power spectral density of a line pulse. If it is an NRZ pulse, the value is going to be for the entire time period TB. If it is for RZ, you will divide it by 2. So, that's how you have differentiated. So, you have the pulse, basic is a rectangular pulse. Your conversion from time domain to frequency domain, you will have it as sync pulse. You are squaring the term, therefore sync squared. Since the pulse is NRZ, the occupation of your bit time period is TB. When you come for RZ, the basic pulse is rectangular. But what is the time period? TB by 2. You are having into a frequency domain parameter calculation, so you have to have it as sync function. Now you are squaring the sync function, so it is TB squared by 4. Okay, that's how you have your pulse to be distributed in terms of P of f calculation. How does P of f has been evaluated? You will convert a rectangular pulse in terms of a sync pulse. This is how the spectrum looks like for unipolar and polar NRZ value. So, you will have the terms first for unipolar it is 0.5 and for polar it is double because A by 2 plus or minus A by 2. So, it will be 1. How to represent the polar spectral density? Now, you know it is a pulse, rectangular pulse with a time period TB, it's NRZ. You will have it is as a sync function, therefore rectangular pulse is converted into sync. What is the time period? It is only TB. This is how you have it. There is no DC component present in polar NRZ. And what is the bit rate? Bit rate is going to be RB. And the reference I have taken with respect to the paper, nyWhitepaper.com. So how we are representing for a half a width pulse, which means that it is RZ. For RZ, it is TB by 2. So your output spectrum will have TB by squared 4. That's how you have the magnitude as TB by 4. The bit rate is RB. The bandwidth is going to be 2 times. Theoretically, it is 4 times of 2 bits per second because it is half the time period in which the bit is being transmitted. A recap of the session. In this lecture series, we have evaluated the power spectral density of a unipolar and polar line codes. In unipolar, we have the lower order term and higher order term to be represented, and a rectangular pulse is converted into a sync pulse in frequency domain value. If it is NRZ, it occupies TB bit period. If it is RZ, it will occupy T by 2 bit period. Similarly, for polar, you don't have no DC component because the signals are represented as plus A and minus A. There is no error correction happening in polar signal. And this polar signal also will occupy as a rectangular pulse in time domain, converted in terms of sync pulse in frequency domain, and we'll have twice the bandwidth than that of unipolar RZ. Thank you for your patient listening.